Hello exiles, how are you doing today? I hope I find you well and welcome to a new video. So in this video we want to address the graveyard shift and flesh puppets issue, and then I'll also go over Animate Guardian and raise Spectre setup that we'll be running throughout the event. So firstly, graveyard shift kind of breaks our build, especially if you look into consideration detonate dead, right? So we are going to have to forego this, which then means no +4 level 4 zombie gems. Sadly, this is unfortunate. But how I decided to change it up, firstly, we are going to get Rotting Might, and then we'll get Feeding Frenzy. Rotting Might doesn't really do much for us when we are in acts, right? Except make our minions a little bit more tankier. Okay, so once we get to Feeding Frenzy, this will make our minions aggressive. That will be around Act 8, which will be really good, right? And then the third ascendancy will take Marination, which gives us 20% of maximum life as extra energy shield, and minions gain 20% of maximum life as extra energy shield. And then lastly, we'll take Hexbreaker. So that's Hexbreaker, Marination, Feeding Frenzy, and Rotting Might. So Hexbreaker right here, you can apply an additional curse, and Hex is transferred to all enemies within 3 meters when a hexed enemy dies, right? So I'll explain why we are doing this and how we'll automate the curses, right, on our Animate Guardian. So what that means with that change, I've updated this part. How will you ascend? It means the highest damage we are getting now is 21 million shaper DPS. I did let go of the CI version of the build for now. I put a life version as the end one, as the last one, which will be utilizing Immortal Ambition so that life leech effects are not removed when unreserved life is filled. You might also want to take, what was that node that says leech is instant? This node right here, you might want to take it. 10% of life is leech is instant, but maybe we can get it to at this side. What's the mastery? This is leech mastery. Hold on, let me just check on this. Leech mastery. Okay, I was hoping I can find it closer to this area, but sadly I cannot. It's all in this side of the tree. But I guess we can take this if you want to take that, right? It will make life a little bit more pleasant with this Immortal Ambition in combination with the Baron Claws helmet, which says 1.5 to 2% of damage dealt by your zombies is leashed to you as life. That means 2% of 21 million is being leashed to you as life. That would be 217,000. No, that can't be right. Anyway, we will see how that happens, and I will probably get this later on, but I'll have to look into what we can let go in terms of these nodes on the tree. So as of now, everything else remains the same except for the ascendancy, which I changed. So let me input the ascendancy in one of these nodes, this one right here, right? You see the ascendancy has Hexbreaker, it has Marination, it has Feeding Frenzy, and it has Rotting Might. That puts our strength at 1940. We can squeeze in a little bit more strength somewhere, but I'll let you play around with that to get a little bit more strength. And active minion 15. So let's see what our zombies here. They 16, 15 right there. Gives us 21 million shaper DPS. Right. Now if we get if we are able to get 2,000, we'll have another zombie. So we want to have 15 right here, not 19. If we manage to get a little bit more strength, right here, we'll get to 21 16 zombies, I mean, right? So we have almost 6,000 HP, 51,000 EHP. This build is tankier than the other one, right? And it does basically almost the same DPS, well, a little bit more DPS actually. And I think I'll prefer this one over the low life version, because I really don't like using that the ghost right body armor. But if you want to use this, I mean, that is there. I would prefer to use the Sakawal to get aspect of the avian and aspect of the spectral might, like right there. So let's talk about the Animate Guardian setup. Right, for the Animate Guardian, we have the Lear cast, okay, we have the Krutkus belt, we have the Dying Breath, Iron Staff. If you have more currency and you then take the Kingmaker. We have the Asena's Gentle Touch for the to make the Animate Guardian curse our enemies and explode. This is the only thing that you need to get explode on your Animate Guardian. You don't need the expensive setup. This will work just fine. And then we have the Windscream for additional curse, right? So the Asena's Gentle Touch, we want to take a look at something here, right? We want certain corruptions on it, so we take the corruption. We want to get vulnerability on hit, and then we also want to get enfeeble on hit. That is, if you can get this setup right here, it will be perfect, because it will be casting 3 curses on your enemies. Vulnerability to increase damage you put on your minions do on your enemies, enfeeble, so that enemies hit you with less damage, and then temporal change to slow down enemies in your surrounding area, right? So that is what we need for the Animate Guardian. And then let's take a look at the Specters. So while we are leveling, we'll use Carnage Chieftain and Host Chieftain for power charges, frenzy charges, and then we get a Demon Harpy later on, right? And then we get an Arena Master, and then these last 2 are optional, right? You get a Perfect Warlord if you want to get more tankier, because it will give you endurance charges and cast vitality, right, for you. And then you have Perfect Forest Warrior. This will give you permanent onslaught. This means you won't have to waste points getting to this right here, right, to this Ravenous Horde. So I think that is a pretty solid option. Then you have Perfect Forest Warrior. Oh no, this is the onslaught one. Then we have Perfect Tiger. This one gives you frenzy charges in the end game when you let go of Carnage Chieftain and Host Chieftain, right? This will give you frenzy charges, and it will also give you haste, which means we won't need to have haste on your Animate Guardian, and you can swap up things and see what you can get, what other aura you can place here. So in terms of the gear, it's basically the same. The jaws are basically the same. Said that we won't get that +4, because if our zombies had +4, 1 2 3 4, you see where the damage goes to 26 million. But sadly, it does not have that +4 for now. We'll see if GGG does change it in some way or some form. But as for now, that's what we have. So I've talked about the Animate Guardian, I've talked about the Specters, and I've changed the ascendancy points that you'll be taking. I think that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I do appreciate the feedback, and especially the guys who talked about this graveyard. I had missed that, and I think this version will work a lot better now, and I will update the POB on the last video as well, so that and link this explanation to why we changed the things that we changed. So thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Subscribe, leave a like, and leave a comment. Cheers.